and do its job, but with it setting so early, you're just not going to get the heat that you'd like to see with all that abundant sunshine, Anaridis.
And it can be deceiving. 40 in the sunshine, you think you don't need a coat, but you actually do.
And then you walk in the shade and you're like, I need all the jackets.
Thanks, Kate. You've been talking about the snow and ice. Could be a troublemaker if your Thanksgiving travels take you through the plains or the Mountain West this week. But places that aren't due for winter weather for weeks to come are getting ready for the inevitable. Stephanie Harris with the affiliate WAVY looks at the Virginia DOT's plan.
Now, we are AMHQ. We've got your weekend in view at all times. We've got to get you through the next few days first. And we're starting in the west because the west is really where we're seeing this next system originate. And you'll see the widespread snow that's anticipated and rain showers as well today. Getting into tomorrow, it starts to move west. So Thursday, this is Thanksgiving. Remember that purple means freezing rain. And heading into Friday, we have that possibility as well. If you can, do not travel in that region, especially through the southern plains and the heart of the country there. Wait. Near Marietta, it's like 31, so the suburbs a little cooler. Now, it is going to stay clear and fairly warm, actually, through Thanksgiving. Welcome back to AMHQ Early. It's 20 past the hour. Anaridis, can you believe that? I know it's so cold outside right now.
It was freezing this morning.
Literally.
I literally did not. It literally was. My car said it was 32 degrees. It's 20 minutes past the hour. Let's take a look at your international. Thank you so much. Kate, you know, they're trying to make the experience a little better for people. So they've actually set up these huge gift boxes. So if you have to wait, just hanging out with your family, you can snap a few pictures, maybe make it into your Christmas card.
Is that a DFW?
Yeah, a
That's
DFW.
So cool.
All of the terminals. So if you find yourself there.
Yeah, because some of them are under construction.
Yeah.
And they're a little more on the shady side. There are a couple nice ones that are done. Okay, let's talk about what's happening in the Midwest. Welcome back to AMHQ Early, 29 minutes past the hour. If you're trying to get up and at 'em this morning, got errands to do, Anaridis Rodriguez will join us in just a second. And we've got everything that you need. It's around 30 degrees. It's not frigid, but you're going to go up from here, even warmer, right? Your high today, 42 degrees. Now, your average high for this time of year is 36 degrees. So you're actually above average, and you carry that over into tomorrow as well. By Thanksgiving, 31 degrees is your maximum temperature for the day. So definitely have the jackets ready. Make sure you have like a little jacket for the turkey to keep it warm as you travel on Thursday. Look at the middle part of this week. This is, really today and tomorrow, this is what we're seeing. This nice southerly flow, all thanks to this high that's sitting just offshore. And this is out ahead of the jet stream's dip. That big old dip is what's going to be our weather maker as we get toward the middle part of the week. 15 degrees above average in all of these spots, or at least in some of them. All of those spots that are highlighted in yellow going to be above average. Pretty cool, right? Right now, not that cool. Traverse City, 36 degrees. Cleveland, 33 right now. Cincinnati, yeah, you're a little cooler. But once these winds fully change over as we go through the day, watch what happens. See how they become more southerly. And that, plus some sunshine, is how we glow this afternoon. 40 degrees for your high in Chicago, a little below average there. But Minneapolis, 42. Des Moines, you'll be at 48. Kansas City, 61 degrees today. How spectacular is that? Great for a good long walk around the lake or whatever you have planned. Tomorrow, Traverse City, 48 degrees, Detroit, 49, and right along 70, we're going to be right around 60 degrees if you're traveling on your Wednesday. But let's look at Thursday, right? Everybody wants to know about Thanksgiving. What's my forecast? It's cold for Minneapolis, south through Des Moines, but still above average out ahead of this next front. But this front is going to spell. We've talked about the winter side of the storm, right? That's where we're currently sitting. Yeah, I know that it's raining along the coast, but you had just a little bit up in elevation and you're seeing a lot of snow. Spokane still has over 30,000 people that are without power from their major windstorm, and it's snowing right there. Right now. Today, this is going to spur from the Sierra, head into Nevada, and it's going to continue on that track off toward the west. The system, yes, the cold side, you're producing a lot of snow with this. A little bit of rain on the warm side of it. But once we get to the middle part of the week and the end of the week, we're talking more Friday, Saturday. Lots of moisture being pumped in. And if you're not in the cold air, you're going to be in the warm air, and we're going to squeeze a lot of moisture out of this area. In fact, Chicago, you have snow on the ground. We want to melt that off. We want warm temperatures today and tomorrow. Melt that off. Get that snow already drained out of there, because you put a lot of rain on top of that, and flooding would be a concern. I know that we're kind of like ignoring the elephant in the room with that freezing rain. That's a big concern for us that we're going to dive a little deeper into as we go through the next several hours. So stick with us. That 5 to 8 stretch of rain, though, we are concerned about flooding along the Red River and into the Ozarks. Anaridis.
All right, Kate, let's talk about your weather stories coast to coast. We begin in Iowa. Police there in Cedar Falls say residents
Off this Tuesday.
At least, you'll be inside most of the time at the grocery store or,
Yeah, but like
dinner.
that moment when you have to like go from the grocery store to your car.
In the parking lot.
Terrible.
It's the worst. All right, Kate, let's talk about gas prices. They've gone down this holiday season, but CNBC's Jane Wells explains why the cost of Thanksgiving dinner is on the rise.
Kids are off school, you're off work. Maybe a good day to go to the Indianapolis Zoo. They have like a butterfly house that you can go in.
Oh, really?
It's pretty cool.
Well,
greenhouse.
Thanksgiving is also looking good. It's going to be nice there. But if you're visiting family there and heading home Friday or over the weekend, rain could be an issue.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about the good news first.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the bad
weather.
news. Yeah. We want people to start out their Tuesday on the right note. So lots of warm air in place. Look at this. Nice looking forecast for you, right? You're going to be above average in Indianapolis through Friday, but then that front comes through and you'll notice your temperatures drop on down by Saturday. Your high only 45 degrees. So if you're trying to make your plans, plan accordingly. Take a look at what's happening with this warm flow thanks to the high that's sitting off the coast there out ahead of this next dip in the jet stream. We've seen that jet retreat back up to the north, so that's why these temperatures are rebounding nicely. Some spots can be 25 degrees above average. Isn't that unbelievable? It's just a very quick cold snap. Chicago, you're only 24 degrees right now, but look where your winds are out of. Watch what happens today. You'll notice the winds turn to be out of the south for everybody, and then you get the sun involved in it, and it's all just this big, happy mess of warmth. And Marquette, you're going to be above average. St. Louis, above average. All of these spots way above average this afternoon. How about tomorrow for you? Cincinnati, 60 degrees for your high. Heading on toward the west on I-70, KC, 11 degrees above average for you. Traverse City, 49 degrees for you tomorrow. And heading into your Thanksgiving, right? Everybody should be in place by this time. Maybe no more traveling on this day because temperatures starting to cool down. You can tell this is where the cold front will be located, right? It's like pin the tail on the donkey, pretty obvious there. But out ahead of it, a lot of rain in the forecast, especially for Chicago. So it looks pretty rainy and wet Friday and Saturday. If you can travel, I would say go ahead and do that. We like these warmer temperatures earlier on because we have so much snow on the ground, Anaridis, that we really want to melt it because if we get it melted now, the next rain that comes on top of it won't cause flooding issues.
Yeah,
but if it doesn't melt, then
refreeze and make it into a sheet of ice.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
You know what sounds lovely? Saying good morning to your hometown of Dallas. You have
into Oklahoma this coming week. So let's start with Dallas forecast because I know in and around the Metroplex you're saying like you hear freezing rain and it like sends a shock like through your system because you've had Thanksgivings where you can't get out the door because of freezing rain, right? But that's not going to be a problem, I don't think. For right now, all of the models agreeing that Dallas stays in the rain on the warm side of this and we don't see the freezing rain there. Now, if you're going to visit family out in West Texas, different story here. Look how amplified this dip is, right? And you can tell that it's just kind of ready to go, swing across the country here. And this is all the way through Saturday. This is out ahead of all that cold air. This is where the cold air is going to be focused and released down out of Canada. But this moisture return out in front of the surface cold front, that's going to be where we see a lot of rainfall and even some flooding concerns. The problem is whenever you have just a little bit of a cold layer that's able to make its way down to the surface, because remember, cold air is more dense than warm air, and so that will happen. It will slide down to the surface, and that's where you get problems with freezing rain. So lots of rain in the forecast, right? Wednesday night, heading into Thanksgiving, lots of rain in the forecast, but a narrow swath north of Kansas City, like St. Joe, south through East Kansas, through West Kansas, actually. That's where we could see the freezing rain on Thanksgiving. Lots of rain and even some rumbles of thunder through the Metroplex and down into the hill country. By Friday, you'll notice from Wichita back into New Mexico, Albuquerque, we have the possibility of some freezing rain. So we're concerned about that, and that goes into Saturday as well. Still not great travel. So the front end of this holiday has been really great for travel, but I need you to go ahead and anticipate that a back end of this could be big problems, especially if you're driving. But even airports that are located where that freezing rain is, you get freezing rain on the runways, those planes can't land. So That's important to note. Also, flood potential on the warm side of this, 5 to 8 inches possible from I-35 down along the Red River into the Metroplex. You could get 3 to 5 inches. So a lot of rain, a lot of moisture involved in this, Anaridis. It's definitely a wet-looking system.
So you want to give yourself some extra time, and we're going to continue to keep track of this for you coming up on AMHQ at 6 o'clock.